Welcome to S7FX. Hope my audio is clear. Hello, Parmeshwar. Today I will be doing the backtesting of June AUD USD June 2022. Hey, my maternal grandmother bought this share in 1995 at the price of 10 rupees. She bought she bought 500 shares at around 10 rupees in 1995. My maternal grandmother is no more, and she gave that in those times. They used to give a bond, like is a paper based form of stocks. So this stock was bought by my, but I'm not that lucky because this stock went all the way around 92 rupees, and I did not watch it because for the very long time I thought that I will keep that paper with me as a as a memory. My maternal grandmother. So I was preserving that piece of paper. But I don't know how my brother just one day saw that this share has just shoot up for around like almost at around 100 rupees. And now it is trading at around 40 rupees. If I get the image of that share, I just I can show you. I have the image of that page. We bought that share in like 5,000 rupees in 1995. This is a pharmaceutical company, Rupa Industry. The one Rupa is the clothing brand company who used to make undergarments. But this Rupa Industry is like pharmaceutical company. And then when the COVID thing happened, it just the price of this share went up. Not getting the image of that bond paper. And that. Okay. I've sent that image to my friend. 500. Not that much. 500. This was the share. You can see it was bought in 8th August 1995. They gave 5 piece of these three, five pieces, 100 each. Yes, yes, 500 number is big at that time. And the price never went up. So remained at around long time. You can see it remained at around 10 rupees, 6 rupees, 11 rupees, 12 rupees. I did not expect that it will go to 100. You never know. I talked to Jirodha to know the process that how can I convert these shares into digital form. So they told us that you have to contact to a RTA agent. RTA agent is registrar and transferring agent. They say that yes, I saw your last video about accumulation distribution manipulation, power of three. Nice video, you are doing great, Arjun. Like, will keep uh, doing this sort of thing, you will definitely become a good trader. If you learn something, you just, if you can teach something, means that you have mastered that skill. A good practice, and this is the reason why I also do this sort of backtesting video. But you know, when I discuss something, when I speak something, these things engraved in my mind so deeply. Like in my sleep, also, I will not uh, break my management rule, or I will not decrease or increase my stop loss. Those sort of things. There we can see that the market broke this high and trying to continue. First, it break the high retrace, but here we can see that the market is trying to continue its move to the upside. This is where I would like to place an end. The thing is that the market is completely uh, inside the range, but this candle has broken all above these, broke all the highs, then closed above it. Let's just wait for one more candle. Let me just check what is stop loss. Loss is quite good. Just take this trade. Let me just check. It would have no, it will tag me in. Would have tagged me in. Let's just remove the order. Here the market was completely inside some sort of range. So it breaks. So I wanted to take this entry at around this area, but I did not want that single candle just tag me in. That is the reason why I did not place my order. This was a good place to take an entry. You can see it just broke above this sort of descending channel, retest, and then continued its move to the upside. Eventually came down. So we would close our entry somewhere around break even. There, the market has again fell into this range. Just missed and fall in this range. Why here I removed my order? Because left hand side was not very clear, and candle was also has small wick at the top, small wick at the bottom. Not small wick. And I've seen that if you get this sort of candle just after the range, there is a high chance it will just keep the market inside the range. That is the reason I just keep that trade. So it will be a nice entry. Also, what the market did started for ascending nature, descending nature, and now it's has just broken the high. Gave me a small indecision candle. If the market directly hits my entry, I don't want. Whenever you see a candle which has equal wick at the bottom and equal wick at the top, so try to avoid taking that entry. If especially if your entry is just hit by next candle, then try to avoid that entry. So a time you will see that it will just hit your stop loss. With this candle, see, candle has equal wick at the top, some sort of equal wick at the bottom. If you get this sort of impulse and the next candle just giving you entry, try to avoid that entry. Just wait for one more candle. Two candles is hitting at your entry, then you can just take that entry. Market has started continuing move to the downside. Here I did not take the entry because it just break the low, retrace, break the high, retrace. Now you can see that the market is trying to continue its move. Get an entry. Just tagged me in, gave me here it gave me at around 3%. and a stop loss will be at around break even because it gave a retracement candles. We have managed our why trading view is not doing well. I come to whether it's a fault of my PC or an issue. Here you can see that the market it's moved to the downside. Um, P for let's suppose I close this entry at around 3%. So this is three. Just let's suppose I'm closing this entry at around 3%. It just went to 3%. I'm writing about this. Let's suppose I'm closing this entry at around 3%. 3%. I'm mentioning that. I'm maintaining the result. Like if let's suppose I would have exited my trades at around 3%, then how much percentage I would have made? I'm maintaining that result also. Because what I have seen that in challenge you don't have to make a lot of percent. In challenge you just have to make 8%. So to make 8%, if you get 3% trade and 2% trade, then also it's sufficient. You don't have to hit 1:10, 1:12 trade. Okay. And what I have seen that so many times, like market just give you 3% and then from there it just comes down and hit your stop loss or exit at around break even. So I'm just maintaining a column where I am just writing how many of the trades have made a 3%. This is not, you cannot do like 3% of thing in normal trading, but let's suppose you have taken a challenge. If you have taken a challenge and you have to make 3%, sorry, 8% in 1 month, then you can try to that thing. I'm not advising you to do that thing right now because I am also just testing that thing. And I'm getting good results. I would say the results are quite good. Let's see if I will when I complete my round two, then uh, it will be clear that how much times I have passed my challenge and or how much time I have made my account positive just by looking 3%. This sort of candle where you have wick, like it has wick at the top and it has also some wick at the bottom. This sort of candle, you just have to wait for one more candle. Candle happens. Not get any retracement here. It just directly came down at my entry. After this, I wanted to some range or some retracement, at least one retracement coming down directly my entry. Wait for one more. Directly, all the candles has broken previous candle low, and after previously we also had not very good impulse. Candle was had some wick. Next candle had also some wick. I wanted to see I wanted to see at least one retracement candle. I did not get any retracement candle, so I thought that no, that will not be a good area to take the pop test attention, because we did not get any retracement here. These four candles all have, and these previous impulse also you can, if you can see here, you can see that the market has started exhausting and it's breaking the high, just forming wick or retracing. The reason why I did not take any entry. Forming some sort of equal wicks. Okay. And let's suppose our next candle just goes up and tags me in. So the thing is that if it closes somewhere at around this area, then there is a high chance it will form a V-shaped structure. Just wait. See, just if it tags like this, there is a high, it formed a V-shaped structure. If it's forming a V-shaped structure, we all know that if it's forming a V-shaped structure, there is a high chance the market either can go inside the range or it can give us a deeper retracement. The reason why we don't want to look at the top. It is completely volatile. We don't have any direction. The market is completely volatile. It just one. The market was in completely one direction. This is the reason why I was not the same thing. So here we have a nice policy move to the downside, but we have some wicks. So if we get some rain and then we get a bomb, that would be a nice trade. We have a retracement. Let's see whether where we have a bomb. Market went up, retraced by this candle. Now this candle is forming some sort of bomb. So we have some wicks at the bottom, but this is a very small bomb. Sometimes it does work, sometimes it does not work. Of the candle, so that's what was it's a Friday, so we usually don't take any trade Friday late night. Our last trade on Friday at around 7:30. After 6:30 candle, we don't take. This is a nice impulse, but the break is not very convincing to just barely break the low. Wait for one more candle. It's quite good. If a single candle just comes up and hit my entry like this, there is a chance that it may continue its move to the upside. Let me just check what will be my stop. And on that basis, this is quite good. You can take a risk. Stop loss more, then I would not like. But that the stop loss is good, so let's take the risk. Our trade somewhere at around 0.7 or 0.8. Let's see whether it continued its move or not. I have tagged us out at around 0.7 or 0.8. This 3% is just for like, let's suppose I have closed this entry at around 3%. So it would be a 3% up trade. Here we can see that the market has started gaining some volatility. Will you profit before taking any entry? This sort of market volatile. Take any trade in any other market. And to continue its move to the downside. Have our entry at around this area. We're seeing this sort of wiki break. It break. The break was earlier. The two candle was very wiki, and then we get impulse, and it has also some wicks at the bottom. And the impulse size of the impulse is also not quite convincing to me. If I look at this white candle, height of these white candle, the white and black candles are almost same. I just want to wait for one more candle. But sometimes what happens, we see this sort of impulse, and the previous we can see that the market has started losing its momentum here, and previously also the market was very volatile. There is a high chance we can get a white candle like this. We'll just wait for one more candle, whether it's continued move. See these sort of candles make any entry. If let's suppose this candle closes somewhere around this area, suppose if I would be this trade, they have not tagged me out, but not good. I don't think it will continue its move. But every time it's breaking the low for some week and retracing, breaking the low, not very convincing way. So sometimes you should not only rely on the impulse, also for the price action. What the price action is telling. Here, let's suppose I would have taken this entry, it would be almost a 1% loss. This was a retracement candle, but despite of being a retracement candle also, could not minimize my risk because it went all the way up at around 11%, 11 pips. And my stop loss is at around 12 pips. So anyhow, it would have taken me up around one. Neither it fall at around 36%. Would have exited it where at around. It was not a good trade for me to do. So here we are seeing the market has just started its move, showing some volatility momentum to the upside. Okay. And then we had some wicks. We have some wicks and market came down. And I can see that it is respecting this area, our entry level, and it is respecting this area. Okay, it rejected once. Again, it just retracement. It gave us a retracement. And if again it came at around this area, I would like to take it as a bomb flash bullet. But the problem with this entry is that we have some wicks at the top. If it has some wicks, then it needs some range. But if you would have no wicks, then you could take this entry. It's just you have to check each and everything. Sometimes what happens, I just don't go over all the price actions. Sometimes I just miss some price action, and when I saw those price actions, mind says that not a place. Here now we can see that the market is trying to continue its move to the upside. We have some wicks, but it's not that much. Wick is not an issue. If it's for this candle, let's suppose a single candle just comes to my entry. Then I don't want to lots of volatility in the market. For taking any entry, we have volatility. There is a to take any buy or sell, it will just take your stop. Every time it just broke the low, retrace again, broke the low, retrace. So it was forming some sort of descending market condition, and then we get. Let me just check what is our stop loss. It will not be good. Loss is not good. Let's suppose I take an entry. There is a high chance it will hit our stop. I can see the height of these candles. So it is almost sort of height coming, going up, coming down. Not showing any loss of movement, right? If let's suppose my stop loss would be somewhere at around this area, at around this area also, then I would definitely take this trade. But right now my stop loss is somewhere at around this area. There is a high chance that if one candle just try to retest, then it will just take my stop loss. Need to risk it, like take any risky entry. Here we have a a bomb entry. You can see just of some range, and then we have our set. Take this entry because this case our stop loss will be below this candle, take a risk. Our form entry again just has just broken the high. Sorry, broken the low. We have nice impulse, and this was the week close. Then the week started. We waited for 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. We waited for 4 hours, and now we are getting our entry. Yeah, we did not have any wings, so this is the reason why I just try to take that entry. And the other thing is also like if you get all these candles, the height of the candles were very small. So I thought that if it continues to move to the down, there is a high chance it will give me a nice. High. Quickly for it. So taking any entry in this sort of market condition will be a risky. Just wait patience. Trend When the trend start, just look for your impulse is quite nice. And we have some wicks, but this much can manage. Because if you compare the height of the candle with the wick, with, just if we get a bomb, that would be, but it just came inside the, so there is no entry. We volatile. Right now, we break the high. That the market forms some ascending channel. Then we saw break, retest, and now the market is trying to continue its move to the downside. Okay, but the problem is we are not seeing any sort of momentum. Whether it was because yes, we are not seeing the momentum because it was the spread over time. Okay, so there is a high chance that tomorrow we can see some sort of momentum. Well, it's like time where the New York session, London session has almost closed, and New York session is about to close. This is the reason why we are not seeing any sort of momentum to the downside. So, entry. Plus is also quite good. Let us just check whether it was a quantity. I just tagged us in, and we are still in the trade, showing loss of momentum to the downside. Not good. Okay, and to continue its move to the downside. That is good sign. Every candle has broken its previous candle low. So this candle has broken the low. So we can manage our trade above 2 pips above it, which is almost at the same point. It will be almost at the same. So we have still full risk on the table. So now we can manage our trade just to this candle, this displacement candle, and let's say I close my trade at around 3%, then I think would have almost hit 3%. How much it is? 35.6. Almost hit 3%. I have placed wait for one more candle. I have placed above this white candle. Wait for quite good candle. We have hit 3%. but with GT we are still 20 minutes more. And now you can see why I take this entry. Okay. See, if my stop loss will be somewhere at around this area, I will definitely not take the entry. If let's suppose my stop loss will be this low, this small, so I would definitely not take the entry. The reason is that because I could see that if we closely this price action, I could see that the market has started slowing its move. That the market was slowing its move, and then I saw that why it has started slowing after breaking this low. Okay. Break this channel, then it retest, and now this candle showed some confirmation. This candle had shown some confirmation to the downside. Okay. But it was not, the candles were not very impulsive. The reason is that it was late night. It was about, the market was about to close. So then I calculated the stop loss. And I saw that the stop loss was quite good. Like it is almost above these opening of those candles, but above the market structure. So I thought that if it continued the downside, then the 1% risk will be worthy risk. So I just take this entry. Now it has just tagged us out around 1.37. We have finished the 2 month 37. Finished our month. Around we have 0.7% loss, 0.7%, and we have the 3.7% win. So we are 1% up, plus 1. With GT, we are plus 1. Okay. And if I would have closed my entry at around 3%, so we are 3% here, 3% here, 3% here. We would have made 9% and 2 losses. We would have made a 7% plus 7. We would have closed each trade at around 10%, at around 3%. So we just maintain our channel. To 1, 7%. We have loss to win. And with 3%, so this was a loss. Okay. But if I would have closed it at around 3%, then it would be a winner. So here we have 3 wins and 2 losses. Okay, I have done 1 month back testing. So, if you have any question, may I ask? We took 2 losses on bomb entry. This was a bomb entry, and this was the bomb entry. These two were bomb entry. That's okay. Sometimes, sometimes bomb works, sometimes it does not work. But when the bomb works, it will, it does not matter like how much losses you are taking on bomb. But when bomb works, eventually it will recover all your losses. So don't try to not take bomb entry or bomb slash bullet entry. Try to take those entries. Because when those entry will work, it will give you. Here I did not take this entry. Okay, let's see if let's would have placed an entry, would have tagged me in, have tagged me. No, it would have not tagged me in. Let's suppose if I would have placed an entry at around this period, then also this will not be an entry. And I did not wanted to take this entry because the reason is that we had very small stop loss. The stop loss was this much small. And if I see the normal candle could also take my stop loss. If you see the smallest candle height, the smallest candle height also was somewhere at around more than 15%, 15 pips. See, 20 pip. This small candle height was 20 pip. And this is the reason why I thought that if the smallest candle is of 15 pip, there is a high chance if I get a slight small candle, it will just tag, uh, hit my stop loss. So this is the reason why I did not take this. And this was a proper flag pattern. I have seen this. If you have done enough back testing, then you can recognize this pattern. It's looking very aggressive, but after this aggressive candle, we just get a white candle, and it is a classic flag pattern. If you ask from me, like 7 out of 10 times, this sort of bomb works. Classic flag pattern, but it did not work this time. That's fine. Then we take this entry. It was also a good entry because we can see that we have a nice. We can see we had a nice trend, yeah, and then we saw that the size of the candle was started uh, losing. But telling me that the market has started losing its momentum to the upside. So I took this entry at around this area. It fell almost 1.5, almost 1.5%. But after that, it just went up sharply and take our stop. That's okay. But anyway, we the market was very volatile, but we managed to make our account positive. Okay. If I would be taking any challenge, so there I would have easily made around 7%. That's a good thing. Bye bye. Happy trading.